Every time I talk about stewardship, I leave feeling motivated. Even if you have a little, even if you have a lot, how are you taking care of it? I have all the self-control. God has given me the free will to do whatever to do with my time. And it's like, I'm wasting it on this. At the beginning of the year, can I be honest? I did not make like one huge financial decision that has led to so many things. It felt like I was trying to do it like with my own knowledge, like, oh, I know better. Yeah, it didn't work out. When someone gives you something, you will take care of it. But when it comes to the things God has given us, we tend to be a little spoiled. All of this, it came all of the sudden because of the work that I put. That's what it felt like with social media. When nobody was watching, when like people used to be like, oh, you little YouTube. I've really been asking myself, and I'm asking you, like, how are you taking care of your time? The gift that God has given you. Everyone is distracted. There is no competition. Welcome back to Quality Care, where we just have sister chats. And honestly, we're just trying to better ourselves, right? It's a solo episode. It's only me today, but I'm talking about one of my favorite topics to talk about. Like every time I talk about stewardship, I leave feeling motivated. Even me like talking, but honestly, I listen to so many different sermons and I just love when this topic comes up because it's so important for our lives. So let's get into it. So, as I mentioned, stewardship, that's what we're going to be talking about today. And it's been weighing heavy on my heart. Before I even start, I want to say thank you so much for all the support I've been getting with Quality Care, like the YouTube, Spotify. I didn't even know Spotify had comment section. When I opened it, like just people sent the sweetest messages. And like the support I have, this is like a really close-knit of community I really want, and I'm seeing it grow, and it's becoming like the thing I envision. And I'm like, yeah, that's how I know God told me to do this. It's part of his plan for me. So I thought it was a perfect time to talk about this because honestly, this has been kicking my butt this year. Stewardship with time, energy, money, like all across, I feel like collectively, all of us together, we have been distracted so much. This is the year that I feel like I've been distracted the most, which is insane because I thought I was distracted in college. Like, no, I actually had way more time to work on like the things I want. And like, I think about the energy and like the time that I put into things. And it's like now it feels like it's not only with scrolling, but it's like with comparison. There's like other things like, am I supposed to be on time? There's so many things distracting me honestly from the purpose, like my purpose that God has given me. So it's like I've seen so many times this year where I've gone off of that road, and we're going to talk about it today because I feel like a lot of us are on that, okay? And it's not going to get us where we want to. It's also going to delay us. I actually mentioned this at the like on a short form, maybe long form, but I think both. All of it together. But there's this quote I heard. Everyone is distracted. There is no competition. And I really thought about it. Literally, I dropped my phone. I was like, and I had to tell my sister, I'm like, did you see it? She's like, I saw that video. I said, oh my goodness. Because if you think about it, that's every other video that I'm looking at or like titles of YouTube. Everyone is like, get off your phone. This is why it's like rotting your brain. All of these things. And it's mainly phone, right? But we don't think about the time, the energy, the things we spend our money on, the places where we're at daily. Like, where are we putting this? That's stewardship. Because let me actually read you the full definition of what stewardship means. I'm like looking it up. Hold on. So stewardship means the responsible and careful management of something entrusted to one's care. So whatever you're given, anything in this life, even if you have a little, even if you have a lot, how are you taking care of it? That's stewardship. That's basically it. Okay. What is stewardship? If we even have it in our lives, what we can do to like really focus, lock back in, and take care of the things God has really given us. So how are you stewarding the things in your life or lack of stewardship? So what are you not taking stewardship and what are you? For me personally, this year, it has been time. My brain, I feel like, can't tell sometimes like my full-time job is online. I have a business phone. I have a personal phone. I have a laptop, iPad, and it's like all screens. I am on different screens all the time, answering emails. Most of my meetings are on my laptop. So sometimes I feel like my brain can't tell, is this business time or are we just scrolling for fun? And it's so crazy because I feel like this happens to all of us. We pick up to check the time or to answer someone's message and we're taking a flight to Instagram. back to TikTok, back to YouTube, and that happens. And that's when the doom scrolling starts. And the crazy part is I was just talking to my sisters about this, and they were saying how, like, oh, I also saw something where they were like, I have to scroll like for my skincare. I have to find like a really good long video as I'm doing my skincare. But like you're standing with your skincare stuff, just like scrolling, trying to see Ray William Johnson's story time. This is from experience if you get here. But I think it has gotten to the point where it's everywhere. Like we're changing and, you know, the same video is just like going over and over. It has gotten to the point where we're so dependent on that our time is being wasted. That is the obvious one. That's one thing that you hear everyone say. But like for me, that has been an issue this year because it just feels like I'm on my phone more than I'm here present in real life. And that is scary because I'm like, where's the future? Like what's going to happen in the future if we keep up with this? And honestly, with that, I have all the self-control. God has given me the free will to do whatever to do with my time. And it's like, I'm wasting it on this. It's so crazy because this, as I mentioned, like this is the year I feel the most distracted. And I think about how my year went and most of the things has not happened. Like if I look at my New Year goal board and like mood board, yeah, it's not where it's supposed to be, the timeline. And honestly, like there's also stewardship with other things. Like at the beginning of the year, can I be honest? I did not make like one huge financial decision that has led to so many things. I mean, we're back up now. It's not like that, but it took months for me to like come back to this, to where I am because of that one decision. I also didn't put God in that decision. Like it felt like I was trying to do it like with my own knowledge, like, oh, I know better. Yeah, that didn't work out, okay? And so many things, like there's consequences to these things of like, if I'm not praying and seeking guidance and I'm doing everything by myself, that's not it. And then also like just frugally spending. Can I be honest? Am I the only one that just loves shopping, online shopping? Yeah, that happened a little too much. And so it took me like half the year. When it got to that point, I'm like, no, I need to get this together. I don't need to shop every single week. Like I don't need to have, you know, packages every other day. Can I be honest? Every other day in the doorstep of like new top, new pants, new this. I don't need that because that's not taking stewardship of the finances God has blessed me with. Because one thing is like social media. I really took stewardship in that. That's one thing I could like stand and say, because it's like I put all of my energy for social media. It was once a hobby and I really put that, and I saw the fruit. And God saying like, oh, I trust you with this. Like you're using this platform for my glory. Like there's so many things. So there's obviously rewards that come with it. And one of it was financial independence. And so when I have that gift from God of like, I trust you and I could bless you with the finances, me spending it however I want is not stewardship at all. So I really had to check myself. I'm like, this can't keep going on. And then also like started listening to more like finance stuff. Like I love Myron Golden for anything finance, anything. I love listening to, because he does it God's way, okay? And he like reflects back of like what to do with your money, how to multiply it, you know, anything else like that. So I've just been more intentional with that, because once I realized that, I said, yeah, I need to get this together or else I'm going to lose all of it. That's literally what it is. Because if God can't trust you with it, he could take it away in a second. Also, like, we can steward our thoughts. There is whatever we consume, whatever we watch, listen to, our eyes, whatever it sees, that really reflects back to us, and it shows what's in our head, our thoughts. And then we could get trapped in the enemy's lies of like, oh, you can't do this, you're not qualified for this, because of comparison, watching too many things, watching too many people's lives. Do you see where this is going? It's all connected. And then you start believing these lies of like, oh, I'm not able to do this. Like, this is too big for me. The miracle won't happen. This person won't get healed. I'm not able to get this job. You're gonna think of these lies, because that's how the enemy slithers in, okay? And that I've been learning that. I have. More than ever this year, I have been listening to those lies, and I had to think like, is this true? I literally, like, one day I wrote down in my journal all the lies that's just been in my head throughout the whole day. It's just these things of like, this is not possible. You can't get this. you can't get this apartment. Like there's so many things that's just in my head, like that voice, that annoying voice you just want to drown. Stay down. That voice has really been, I caught myself sometimes that controlling me. And I think it's what I consume and what our thoughts are. So if you've been feeling the same way, really think about what you listen to, the music you listen to, what you watch. And I remember the adults used to say this when I was younger, like, you all be careful, little eyes. Which is no, literally, they used to say that. I'm like, it's okay. Like, I know how to control it. Me being a teenager, I'm like, they don't know. They're old. Like, they don't know anything. And now as I'm growing older, it's like, yeah, you really have to, whatever you watch, whatever you consume, whatever you eat, like actually eat, and your eyes eat, whatever it is, it controls your life and it shows what your future is going to be. And the crazy part is like when someone gives you something, right? When they're like, oh, please take care of this. I'm going to lend you my top. This is a very special top from this, my grandma, or whatever. You will take care of it, right? But when it comes to the things God has given us, we tend to be a little spoiled. We do, because we kind of like play it. I'm like, it's okay because of the grace he's given us already. And grace means like going above and beyond of just like, yes, forgiving you and going and like giving you more. That's basically what grace means. So I feel like we do take advantage of that sometimes just as humans. I think about it and like, if we take advantage of his grace, he will not see us as responsible to bless us with more. And that's when integrity enters the chat, because stewardship also goes with integrity. It's like, what are you doing behind closed doors when no one is watching? Are you doing the same thing, taking care of the things you have? You know, if you are wanting something more, if you want a different job, you want something that's bigger, you want something that you actually get excited to wake up to go to, what are you doing now at the job that you have to take care, to show that you do have responsibility in this, taking stewardship of whatever situation you're in right now so that you can get to the job that you want to. And that requires integrity, okay? I've been learning that too. Like, whatever I do behind closed doors really matter, and it will show to others. And I always talk about this on like my regular YouTube channel. Like I talk about, glowing up, hygiene, everything. Whatever you do behind closed doors will show out. Whatever's in the dark will come to light, right? And I did like a video on performative hygiene where you can't perform hygiene. If you don't do it behind closed doors, you're going to smell. Like there's going to be ways that it shows that you're not taking care of yourself, or like eating the right food and you're only eating because someone's watching, or, you have a break for lunch and you only bring, healthy food and stuff like that. It shows that you don't really do this, and it's performing. So instead of like performing, you could say stewardship too, but actually taking care of the things that you have now is so important. So like I've really been asking myself, and I'm asking you, like, how are you taking care of your time, the gift that God has given you? And if you're like, I don't know if I have a gift, you probably do. There's just probably needs some searching. I feel like everyone has a different type of gift, and how are you using that? Like, are you living in your purpose, or even trying to figure that out? Are you taking care of your body? And not just to look good, but to actually like fuel it, feel better, be healthy, overall your wellness. Like, how are you taking care of those things? 2 Corinthians 9:6-7 says, whoever sows sparingly will also reap sparingly, and whoever sows bountifully, is that how you say it, will also reap bountifully. Is this KNIV? I don't know, but each one must give as he has decided in his heart, not reluctantly or under compulsion, for God loves a cheerful giver. So I feel like this is talking more of like the money part of stewardship, but this can go for anything. Your time. How are you spending that? Like, are you willing to go spend time with loved ones, like having community, whatever, in whatever way? Like, how are you spending your time? And then also, are you taking care of yourself? Like, you are a gift from God. That's a question that's not asked around. Whenever like this topic comes up, it's always like the things you had, the possessions that you had, the money, the house, like the situation that you're in. How are you stewarding that? But how are you stewarding yourself, your body, your well-being, how you take care of yourself every single day, just in every small way? Like, I really made it a goal to eat better, because one thing is like, for the longest time, I'm like, I'm going to go to the gym. And I was so consistent. If you don't know, I have my degree in exercise science. So all 4 years, they basically make you work out. Like you have to take a swimming class. You have to get your license in that. Like, because they don't know if you're going to go to a PT school or you're going to be a personal trainer. You don't know how many tests I had to study for like a license for personal trainer. We're in the gym 24/7. So by the time I graduated, I feel like I could train anybody. I had a couple internships where, I helped kids lose weight. Like there's so many things I got, and it was in the gym. I said, oh, I'm going to have the dream body. Not only that, this is all I need to be healthy. I was like, this is all I need. So I'd go eating my carbs, eating my sweets. And it's like, I did not feel good, had high cholesterol at the age of 23. Like there were so many things. I'm like, I'm so healthy. Like I move so much. I lift so heavy. But I just forgot about to eat healthy. So I made it a goal to actually eat more balanced things. Not only that, switch to things. So like supplements. I've added kefir, sea moss in the morning, been drinking so much water, less caffeine. Even though I do drink caffeine, I don't think I could go cold turkey because coffee is just part of me. What could I say? But I've been balancing way more with like the actual foods that I eat, less carbs. And like, I know like there's a goal that I want to be like muscular and all of that. But how am I taking care of myself? Like the well-being part of that, to not get sick, to walk around, like being so grateful that we have working limbs, that we could go walk outside. So I've been walking like 7K steps. That's like my goal. Hopefully I get to like 10K. I've been getting to 10K, but like my average is 7K, which is, I'm proud of myself for that. Honestly, I used to have like average 2-3K because I'm sitting down editing the whole day. So I had to think about like, how can I steward my body? And that is one way. So think about like, if you don't feel good, if you're constantly tired, you feel sluggish, your gut, listen, gut health is literally our second brain. If you don't take care of your stomach, your gut, all of these things that you have, like whether you're tired, you're bloated all the time, majority of the time it's our gut health. So once I fixed that, I saw that I felt better throughout the day. I didn't feel like so bloated and like my skin is so tight because, I don't know, my stomach's bubbling. I have no idea. But so get your gut right, okay? I feel like that's like 90% of our problems. But taking care of our body is part of stewardship. God will bless you with more if he sees that you're responsible. Not only that, like, let me be honest, when I was in college, I think it was like my last year of college. I don't know why I did this. I was on a scholarship, but I told the lady to like lower my meal plan. And I was like, I got this on my own. Like, I got it. I don't know who told me to say this, but once you close it, like, you can't really like open it back up because I used that funds for something else. That time I was like, oh, I got it. So I would try to get groceries. It got to a point where I wasn't making as much, and it was like, I can't have that gym goal of like eating surplus, like calorie surplus, and like eating more to get, because it's like, I'm just eating for what I need. Like, that's all I could afford at that time. And so I was like, God, please, like, if I take care of my body now, like, I pray that you help me like make more money so I could like eat as much, like better, not only eat more, but like have better alternative to things instead of just like buying quick meals. When I tell you that the sodium made me look puffy, I did bulk, but it was just not the right one. So I was like, God, one day, like, hopefully, like, I was thinking about like, I pray that I shop at Whole Foods. Yeah, very wholesome prayer, but I did pray that. And I remember like asking that. And I did take stewardship, and I would go to the gym every single day, like eat better with what I can at that time, obviously. And God bless me. Literally, like the next year at that time, it was just like I did social media, more things started coming. And it was like I got to have those things because I took care of what I did like the year before. So whatever you do before, whatever you do now matters for the future. And so I always give the example of like, if you have a small space, small room, anything, take care of that, because once you have like something bigger, if you want like a bigger house or a bigger space, you're going to need to take care of that. So first of all, it's building good habits. Second, God sees that you're responsible and you take care of the things, even if it's small. And it reminds me of, if you've heard of, what's her name? Operation Nikki. She cleans her house. I love watching her videos. And first of all, it's therapeutic. It gives like ASMR. But also, she tells her story, and she was homeless. Like, she was in a homeless shelter with her family, like her kids. And she said she would clean up that homeless shelter. Like, Like it was like a mansion. And now that she does have that, she cleans it, and I believe her because it's like she knows what she's doing. You know, when you know somebody's been doing that for a long time, it's not something that's just performative. And I'm like, God saw that she was responsible and gave her this huge platform to have access to these finances to like buy the house that she always wanted. So the next question I have, and then I started thinking like, how do you manage like regular life, but also like take care of the things you already have? Because we do have responsibilities throughout our day, jobs, classes, anything that we go throughout our day. We have to get that done and then take stewardship on the things that we want, or like, let's say like business, side hustle, if you want to be an entrepreneur, start social media. I'm going to mainly talk about social media because that's what I do. And so I thought about like, how can we balance that? And there's this one word that we need to do, even me, and that is clock out. Clock out, to clock into the actual thing that you want to do. So, you know, obviously, if you're a stay-at-home mom, if you're if you have like a regular job, you're a student in college, high school, whatever, we need to get that done, obviously, but get it done like God's watching. Like I always think about whatever I do it to the best of my ability today. So if it's 50%, I'm gonna give 50% today. If it's 80, then I will give 80. But do that because that is, first of all, it's a privilege to have a job now. Like nowadays, like it's really a privilege. And so even if you have a job, if you're in school with a scholarship, with like there's a certain, like in whatever situation that you're at, there's always room to be thankful and grateful. Because if you have that mindset of like always being grateful, like that abundance mindset, there's room for more. Like you're not like victimizing and like always like, why don't I have that? Like everybody else has it. You're not always asking those questions, so you have room for more. I think the worst thing we can do is going through the day just like floating. Like you wake up in the morning, brush your teeth, grab something to eat real quick, rush to work, get that done, come back. You want time for yourself, so you scroll and doom scroll for hours, barely move your body. Then you were tired from the morning before. You feel like you didn't have the rest of your day, so you stay up scrolling, going to sleep, waking up, doing the same thing over and over and over. That's not managing our time. Like that's not taking stewardship of our time. So I think with that is like walking through purpose through our day in whatever way, whether you're like encountering somebody or just in whoever you're talking to, how you're spending your day, how productive you are, yes. But there's other ways to be like taking steward of your time. Like having something that you're excited about. I feel like having either a hobby or something that you do besides the things that you're already supposed to do is so important. Because when I first started social media, I was in college. I had an internship. I was working at the ticket office for like basketball games. And then I also did social media. I made time throughout my day, even though it was stuffed. I made time and stayed consistent to it. Every single day I would post at 10 a.m., 4 p.m., 10 a.m., 4 p.m. for a whole year. I did not skip. And like now, obviously it's not like that much that I post, but I really wanted to prove myself. How can you be so consistent? Like if this is really what you want, how do I take stewardship of this? And so I did that, and I made it fit. And like not only it was my hobby for the longest time because I didn't get paid for it. For the longest time, like for a couple years, I didn't get a single cent, because one thing about YouTube is they won't pay you if you have like threshold. I think it was like, I don't know, $500 or something. Yeah. So for the longest time, I didn't get a cent, a penny. So it made me excited. Like I would be in class, done with class. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to go back to record, to edit. And so there's that excitement for it. Whether it turns into like you monetize it, you make money, it becomes, or you just do it just because it's a hobby, just because it gets your mind off of the things that's been stressful for the whole day. Have something that's exciting in your life. It could be the smallest thing, and it does not need to be a business. Listen, you don't have to monetize everything, because I danced for the longest time and I thought I had to monetize it. Yeah. Like I thought I was like, oh, I'm going to be in music videos. Like I love Afro dance. I love hip hop. You know, I learned from watching YouTube videos. So I was so consistent, and I would put like most of my time with this. After school, like my roommates will come in, like when I was in high school at that school, they would catch me dancing on YouTube, learning Mass Stephanie step-by-step tutorial every single day. And then at one point I had like a Pilates phase where I'm pretty sure I wanted to be a Pilates instructor. But I would come home, I would come back to my dorm like every day after dinner and like work with like Blogilates, do Pilates there. I did see abs, I did, but I ended up not wanting that. But I think one thing I've noticed throughout my life is like whatever phase I was in, I put my all and really steward that. And I think taking stewardship with social media, I saw the fruits like just, I didn't even, like when something and all of a sudden, like there's like this, I don't know, elevation worship music where it's like, and all of a sudden, like I didn't see anything, then all of a sudden this happened. And so that's what it felt like with social media. The point where like all of a sudden these opportunities were coming, I was, getting to know more people, meeting more mutuals that do social media, people I look up to, and then getting brand deals and like getting financial freedom. All of this, it came all of a sudden because of the work that I put when nobody was watching, when like people used to be like, oh, your little YouTube, oh yeah, like your little, social media. I still went through that. I'm like, I don't really care. Like to be seen, I went past that. I knew exactly what I wanted to do, and I went through that, and that's exactly, like I knew God wanted me to be here, and I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. But the hard work behind it, I started back in 2019. So imagine from 2019, learning how to edit. I've never had an editor. I was on YouTube learning like Final Cut Pro, how to do this, and then switching and like adjusting. When TikTok came out, it was like 2020. I had to learn like CapCut things and Instagram Reels. I started like 2 years ago, actually. I did not want to post there. I'm like, I'm going to be seen by like people I knew from school. It does not matter. Like I had to go through all of that because I knew like the purpose to this. And so I saw what stewardship in that, taking stewardship in social media, what it has brought me. God has really seen me as like, yes, you're responsible, so I'll give you more. So that's why I think like this year, so many things did not happen or the way I wanted because I did not take stewardship in so many parts of my life. And so I think like thinking about what in your life you could fix, or like what in your life you could take better care of, because if you really want something and you're not fully going for it, it's not going to happen at all. Like it's all up to us. Like no one's going to do it. So the last thing I wanted to talk about is like, how do you enjoy life and also have time to take stewardship in the things that you want, or like your purpose? I think the number one thing is like having boundaries, but also sacrificing. Like saying no. You don't know how many times I said no to things, events, because I had to edit. Like, and it's crazy because when I was like doing it, I was like, is there a purpose to this? Like, I'm not even getting paid. Like, there were so many times in college where they're like, oh yeah, come out with this. Like, obviously not like, I never went to, not like clubs and stuff, but they'll be like, hey, like, you want to go get lunch and stuff? I'm like, oh no, like I have to post at this time. They're like, it's due for you. Like, it's a job for you. I thought this was just a hobby. I'm like, no, like I had to create these strict boundaries of like, I have to do this. There has to be some no's. And I'm not saying always say no. Always have balance. When I tell you, I learned this the hard way of not having balance in your life will affect you, okay? Will affect you. Like the 7 pillars of wellness, like your physical could be good, your mental, and then social was so down because you were so focused on that one thing that you haven't made new friends. Like I'm speaking from experience, okay? And so I think balance is such an important thing and something I'm intentionally trying to do. And so taking stewardship is planning out your day. Like the night before, I love doing like to-do lists because you wake up with a purpose. You're like, I'm waking up because I have to do this at 9. I have to get this done. So I have to go to the gym before that. You have a scheduled plan and you get that done. And not only does it make you feel successful before you lay your head in the pillow, I think that's one of my favorites, where it's like you look at your to-do list and you're like checking it off or erasing it from your notes app. The best feeling. I also want to mention that I know that we're not always going to be in the best situation, whether it's like family things or finances or just something random happens where your life is literally discombobulated. Like everything just flips upside down. And it's just hard to be grateful or like go 100% at the things that you have. You don't always have to go 100%. I don't like when people say that. I'm like, sometimes when I have cramps or like the days that I'm not feeling it, I can't give that. So I'm going to give what I can. And also it's good to take breaks too. Whenever like those life things happen, life will keep lifing. It's good to take breaks too. So that's also what I'm learning. Like if you're really hyper focused on something and like you have a goal for that, it's okay to take breaks. Cause I thought like, no, I can't take breaks until I get to a certain point. But if you're not recharged, okay, it shows. You're not gonna give that 100%. You're gonna feel burnt out. Not 100%. You're not gonna give the effort that you want to, and you'll feel burnt out. We're human. We're gonna complain. You're gonna complain about so many things in your life. But I think don't let the complaining get you to a point where you're out of focus of the things that you're supposed to do, the things that you have. It's like you look at so many people's life, you look at their stories on Instagram, what they're doing. A lot of people are traveling. You're not able to right now. And that's okay. Okay. You don't know how many people's stories that I've heard where it's like those trips that, that you see online. It's not always what it seems. Maybe there was fights in the group. Maybe they're using their last stretch of their credit card limit. Maybe that's what it is. And it's like, it looks good, but you never know the situation behind it. So I think comparison is what makes us not feel grateful for the things we have, or it seems like it. So I think to be grateful too, God has given us so many things in life, and it's specifically made for you, like customized for you. Your life is exactly what you're supposed to do. And even if you're in a bad situation, there's always, you can improve to what you can, obviously, to get out of that situation. And so I think that having a grateful heart, giving, taking care of your time, this is all stewardship. And I think stewardship is an act of worship. I really do. Everything that I have is like, I don't want to be like, God, I'm not grateful for this, so I'm not going to put any effort. So I really had to check myself. Really had to clock it and clock out. Whenever I'm in situations where like things, like those back-to-back things where like this didn't work out, then this failed, this got rejected, I'm like, I don't want to crash out, so let me be grateful. Like I just make a list of what do I have now that I can be grateful for. Okay, I could go downstairs. I could eat food. I'm able to go here. My body works perfectly. And I have a car that I could go drive somewhere. I could treat myself to coffee. Like these are the things I have to be grateful for and list them out. And if you don't have anything to be grateful for, you gotta check yourself. There has to be. I always see like even people back in Ethiopia, like with what they have, they're so grateful. And it makes me think like, I don't know, being in this box of the US of A makes us really think that we lack because it just feels like competition everywhere. But if you just like really put yourself out, like see a little bit of what people have out of this box, they are grateful still with whatever they have. And so I think having that grateful mindset, something like to really work on, and something I have been doing, especially like at nighttime and in the morning, I make a list. I'm like 3 things. It doesn't even have to be a 10-part, a whole page list. It's just 3 things. Like, what are you grateful for? For today, whatever you have, and then ask for your daily bread. If you really don't know what to ask, like what to do, and you feel like you lack, ask God for your daily bread. That's all you need for today. Don't worry about tomorrow. But that's all for today. I just really wanted to talk about this because I just think the topic of stewardship is so important, and it already motivated me. See, I talk about it for a little bit. I'm motivated. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think about stewardship, because I love hearing different views about this. I just love hearing different views about stewardship, or like what you need to work on, or what you have seen being a steward at a certain point. Because yes, distractions have been taking our time. I think that's the biggest thing. So like, let me know what you do to not be distracted throughout the day, what you do throughout the day to like really take up as much time, the boundaries that you set. I would love to know all of it. But thank you so much for joining me. It was a short episode, right? Yeah. Whenever it's solo episodes, I don't think it'll be like something too long because I don't have banter. I wish you were here at the couch, but make sure to check out Quality Care on Spotify. I'm still working on Apple. Okay. I also have an Instagram page where I do like short reels of the preview of like the episodes or anything like that. And then Also follow me on my regular page to like keep up with daily things. My regular page on YouTube for like self-care, hygiene tips. If you want to see that, go check it out there. But thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in 2 weeks. See ya.